Here to learn about the disruption that's about to hit the network marketing world. But I think after you see this, you'll agree that it isn't really an overstatement at all. So let's see what we're going to talk about here. Well, let's start with what we aren't going to be talking about, all right? Because let's take the legs out from underneath a lot of what's happened in the last couple of years right away, last probably 4 or 5 years, right away. Okay, so let's talk about what we aren't going to be talking about. We're not going to be talking about buying products. You are never going to be required to buy a product. No buying positions. You don't have to have, we've all seen this, multiple positions open and strategically placed and all of that neat stuff. No buying units of any kind. No auto ships. No monthly fees. No selling. No holding your money. You get paid. It's your money. Take it, please. No compounding of the money that you were paid. None of the hokey stuff that's been going on. You never have to talk to anyone if you don't want to. Be a brand advocate. What you will be doing is being a brand advocate for global corporations. And there is just an annual license fee. Now, I'll tell you what that is in a little bit, because I want you to tell me what you think it's going to be. All right? So let's move forward. The company we're talking about is NetQube, and it will be the new normal, and it will be a disruption. This is a great little quote here from Martin Luther King. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? And I think you will see as we go through this, the folks that put this together for us truly do have a service mentality. Now, they're located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where not merely NetQube is, but some pretty incredible Cajun food. These are our founders, if you will, Dan and Terry Wolfanger. It's the president and CEO. Now, I pared this webinar down a little bit, this PowerPoint presentation here, because I want this to be about you and what is going to be done and happen for you, especially after everything we've been through. Now, we can always in future webinars go through the entire group that is leading this venture, but let's talk about you. Now, NetQube was truly born out of necessity. We've all seen, geez, in the last few years, and I keep touching on this because you can't stress it enough. There's just been so much decimation in this industry from companies that I don't know if they had bad motives to begin with, but they certainly ended badly. And then people such as myself, who were also desperately hurt from it because we were promoting something that we thought believed the company and were unaware of the behind the scenes shenanigans. NetQube was born out of this rubble, if you will, as a way to, well, help people get to that position that they were trying to get to. Our culture is that you, the people involved in NetQube, are truly valuable. And if you get involved with this, you will hear Dan on webinars and things like that, and you can't help but walk away understanding that he is someone who truly has the best interests of the people who get involved with him at heart. Now, they set about to create a company, a community, culture where we're able to offer the global marketplace life-changing opportunities for a better tomorrow by revolutionizing this marketing industry. And you can see our mission statement here. I don't want to read, I hate reading things verbatim, but you'll see that it is put together to help everyone. It's a win-win-win situation. You, who will hopefully get involved with us as brand advocates, win, because you will always be paid when you perform actions that our marketing corporate clients ask to have performed. Now, some of these actions, there will need to be a sale take place in order to qualify. But that isn't you running out and knocking on someone's door. That means, placing an ad or something like that. Most of the actions, and we'll get to how this works in a segment, most of the actions are simply that, actions. Watch a video and answer some questions. Download an app and rate it. Download a video game and rate it. Things of that nature. Transfer calls from interested parties to loan company. I mean, there's an innumerable activities, and you will be able to select those activities based on your interest, but we'll get into that in a second. Some of our corporate sponsors, you can see they aren't Joe, Don, Bob's Corner, whatever. They are major national corporations, Airbnb, AT&T, Sandals, McAfee, Nutrisys. I mean, these are major players. Vroom, that's a car dealer nationwide. They ship to anywhere, pretty cool deal. But again, you get paid for activities that you're probably already doing, whether it's watching videos, playing video games, downloading apps, an array of other activities. There's just not enough room in a simple webinar to list them all. But again, in NetQube, our primary value is placed on our people, because without them performing these actions, everything falls apart. Now, you will be able to be utilizing our Research Pod technology from your computer, tablet, or mobile device to access these different activities based upon your interests and everything. You do not need to recruit at all. However, there is leverage involved in building a team, but the entire program is based on point, click, earn. Now, let's talk about what it takes to get started. Now, I'm going to leave this covered until the end because, again, I want to go through everything first and then have you tell me what you think this is going to be. So there is an annual licensing fee. Now, that fee gives you access to our Vault system, which is going to give you all of these activities with which to choose from. Now, I can't stress enough, you will know going in what the activities entail and what the result will be for performing them. There's no mystery going to be involved there. Also, it will give you access to our mobile app, to our Research Pod technology, as I mentioned, which helps you with the activities, and the automation of the day-to-day activities, pre-vetted campaign code automation. All of this just basically is to make everything that you do track back to you, so you always receive the proper credit so that you're able to point, click, earn. All right? Now, NetQube's business model is based on building cubes. Now, let's talk about what that means. All right, what is cube building? It's activities based on your interests. All right, now each personal cube generates $10. They will eventually, but not for a few months, roll out a 15 cube minimum each month. Now, that's a minimum. You can do as many as you want. That 15, though, that means that you will never make less than $150. If you want to do 15 cubes a day, do 15 cubes a day. Each cube might, to do the minimum should probably be about 5 to 6 hours. You might be able to do that in a day. Maybe do it in a week. Definitely do it in a month. Now, different activities will be worth different portions of a cube, okay? So things that just take a few seconds might only be 5% of a cube. I would say that most people will probably spend their time in this realm, things that take, you can get a couple of them done in an hour or something like that. Things that are 100% of a cube or multiple cubes. Obviously, you saw Vroom was a corporate sponsor. Let's just say you sent out a friend of yours you heard was looking for a car. You sent them a link to Vroom. They ended up purchasing a car from Vroom. That is probably going to result in multiple Qubes. It might wipe your whole month out. I don't know. But let's move on. Again, each activity is a portion, and they all come together to create a Qube, and that is what you get paid on. So you earn money by performing these Qubes. That might be recommending products. That could be using your expertise to analyze products. It could be any one of a number of things. And then the compensation structure also encourages you to show this to other people through a 3x10 team structure, which we'll show you in a second. All right. But again, brand advocates work via the Qube commission system. And again, that's based on your personal preferences, your contacts, your social media. It's basically, this is a way for corporate sponsors to gain access to people's sphere of influence. All right. Point, click, earn, plus when you do show this to folks, and consider this, let's fast forward 6 months. What the heck? And you're chugging along gloriously. You're doing just your 15 Qubes a month. You're making an extra $150 a month. That is not a bad gig if it's taking you 3 to 5 hours, is it? Well, let's say though, you're chugging along and you're doing twice that. You're spending a few hours a day and you're making $500-600 a month. How hard would it be to say, hey, whomever, John, Jim, Jane, check this out. This is what I do. I spend an hour or two a day doing it and I'm making $500-600 a month. Pretty cool. That's how I got the new Camaro. Well, since they're going to want to get involved, you earn $25, you become a one-star brand advocate, and I'll get to what it unlocks for you in a second. But you earn $25. Refer 4 people in 30 days, $50. 6 within 60 days, another $50. Here's cool. 15 within 120 days, about 4 months. 500. 25 within 6 months, 1,000, and 50 within an entire year. That's 3,000. You do all of those, you're at $6,400 just in bonuses. But a couple other things happen. One, let's get to that in a second. You can also refer products and services to NetQube and earn money. In other words, now that doesn't mean, hey, Ford's cool, sell Ford. That means if you know somebody who owns a company, has some sort of product that they market that you think they could benefit from NetQube, and of course NetQube and the brand advocates could benefit from them, you submit it, it's vetted, contracts are established, including you, because you receive referral royalties and commissions when any transactions relating to that product are performed. That is another way that you can earn. So you will get the personal commissions. All right. Now let's see what this other stuff is. You remember I said you refer one, it opens basically 5 levels deep in the pay plan, and I'll tell you what that means in a second. But that can mean being paid on as many as 243 people. Pretty cool. Another one opens up down to 6 levels. A third to 7, fourth to 8, 5 to 9. Refer 6 people. That's not a huge sum. And you are now paid 10 levels deep. That can be a total of over 80,000 people. That's, of course, if it's filled up. But regardless, it's a lot of people. Now, what you're paid on, and this is pretty cool, that $10 for a Qubes construction, they take another $10, basically match that 100%, and now you're paid 10 levels deep, $1 for each cube constructed by those folks under you. That is pretty wicked cool. Think about this. Somebody performs their they watch a video, they do whatever they do, they complete a cube, and you make $1. Now, $1 doesn't sound like it's much unless it's being performed by hundreds or even thousands of people. Then all of a sudden, $1 is pretty darn important. All right? What can that mean? Let's just say you sponsor one people, you recruit one person. Now your group, because they do something and that person grows to around 20 people. That is not a big number. Each of them only doing the minimum of 15 cubes a month. You are going to earn $300 a month from their production. That's pretty cool because you're also earning, if you're only doing the minimum, and again, all of y'all are able to do as many as you want, you're making $450 from cube production. It's pretty cool. Let's say you recruit 3 folks, and yeah, everyone's pretty casual, so you're only at 30. And again, everyone's pretty casual, so you're only doing your minimum. Now, you're making $450 from folks' cube efforts plus your 150. You made $75 from sponsoring those 3 folks. That isn't bad, is it? For a couple hours a month? Now, remember what I said, 6 opening to 10? Well, let's just say you recruit 6 people. And all in, your whole organization is 50. And that's pretty small. That's everyone being awfully casual. You've just walked between the raindrops, haven't found a producer or a recruiter. So you got 50 people, each only doing the minimum. You're making $750 from other people's cube production plus your 150. Again, for a few hours a month, that is a pretty good gig. But what happens if people do get serious? You got 150 people in your group. Still, everyone's not too serious because they're only doing the minimum. You're making over $2,000 a month from other people's production. And if you get really serious, someone under you gets serious. 500 members, but no one's very serious because they're all still doing the minimum, and you're making close to $100,000 a year from other folks' cube production. Folks, this can turn into very serious money, and you haven't seen it all yet. Let's talk a little bit. Oh, well, and 1,000 is going to even double that, isn't it? But let's talk about the cube bonus, because this is pretty wicked cool too. Now, the cube production is cumulative, all right? So after your production has reached 500 cubes, and that could be, let's say, you and a few friends, and you're all doing a total, you're all doing your 15, maybe 20 a month. Let's make it easy math. You and 4 friends, there's 5 people. You're all doing 20 cubes a month. There's 100 cubes. Well, guess what? In 5 months, you're going to have done 500 cumulative cubes. You are now going to receive the Q bonus, the Q1 bonus. Now that's going to vary. It's going to be somewhere from $1,000 to $2,000. Cumulate 3,000. Now that, remember, this 5 is still there, so really another 2,500. Total 3,000 cubes, and that's going to go up. Again, it's going to vary, something along the neighborhood of 2,000 to 4,000. Now it's going to continue to increase with each level, but check this out. Now I know that's a lot, but there are folks, A, it's cumulative, and B, there are going to be folks that are going to have a few thousand people in their group, and they hit 1.7 million cube constructs, and they get a $100,000 bonus plus a brand new Tesla. Have you driven a new Tesla? My brother and I took one for a test drive, just jerking around. The thing will drive itself. Cruising down the freeway, they tell you, to push the turn signal in and take your hands off the wheel and your feet off the gas. The car cruises the same distance behind the car in front of you, follows the lines in the road for curves, hit the turn signal, it waits until there's nothing beside you and changes lanes. It's a wicked cool car. Anyway, as you can see, folks, there is a ton of money to be made here. If you are interested in recruiting, there is a suitcase full of money. If you aren't interested in recruiting, there is a good income for very simple, very non-time consuming effort, which will end up resulting in you recruiting and then taking advantage of the other opportunities that are here. Now, when you get in, you'll have access, or if you go to our site, you'll have access to all of the information here. Folks, NetQube is going to change the business structure. It's going to change advertising, and it's definitely going to change the network marketing industry. And here again is the CEO, Dan Wolfanger, and his wife playing around with some Bengal tigers, which is pretty cool. But the reason for this is just like it says, love what you do and never have to work another day in your life, folks. And especially if what you're doing is very simple, A, and B, you're able to offer this to everyone. You've got to know people who an extra $200 to $500 a month could save their finances, help send their kids to college, help buy another car, help with this, help with that. This is it, because you know they're going to earn that money. Now, again, this is basically just to indicate netcube.com. You need to be here. That needs to be enter your name here. I love this. Success is how high you bounce when you hit bottom. And in a large degree, the network marketing world kind of hit bottom. We're about to bounce. Thank you for your time, but we're not quite done here. Again, they are located in Baton Rouge. They are actually going to have phone support. That's pretty freaking cool. But remember what I said? Let's see, what do you think this annual pricing is worth, considering you are assured that you're going to make about $1,800 a year. There's no way you won't, as long as you perform. And of course, with anything, if you don't do anything, you don't get paid. Perform the actions, get paid the money. $1,800 is the minimum. As well as then you receive access to all this, what do you think this annual cost is? Just type it in the side over there. Let me know what you think. $1,995. You are absolutely not correct. $495. You know, that's a really good venture, but that is not correct either. $900. No, we don't have anyone yet. Oh, now we do. And I'll bet it's because they've seen this already. $199.95. Now, I realize that some of you need or want the income from building but are unable to. Folks on our team are going to be able to attend my Facebook training, which will basically start you from scratch, tell you to start a new Facebook, not use the Facebook account that you have, that friends and all of that stuff. Start a new Facebook, build it to 5,000 friends within 30 days, and these will be marketers if you follow all of the instructions. Also show you to create a fan page and how to quickly attract a fan base with which to market to. This will have you posting basically memes and ads to marketers around the world, offering them a point, click, earn in an international company. And then you simply Get them either to one of our webinars, to your website, which you will have. Folks, we'll help you build, but most importantly, and this is the most important aspect, everyone that gets involved and that you get involved here will earn a minimum of $150 a month, as long as, of course, they perform the actions. Thank you very much. You all have a great rest of your day.